So a little bit of confusion there. We're back. As it turns out, John was playing that Caprice Nice in his deck. As it turns out, the deck list that he turned in did not have a Caprice in it. Pretty disheartening to see that. But, however, the deck was a legal deck, so he had him playing with a legal deck in terms of influence, cards, numbers, etc. throughout the day. Going to the floor rules, we basically determined that that's an automatic game loss for John per the Netrunner floor rules. And so, as it's the finals, they're now swapping sides, and winner take all. Things to note, knowing talking to John and talking to Timmy, it wasn't a malicious maneuver. It doesn't appear to be a malicious maneuver on anyone's part. These things can happen.
He said essentially that he had been practicing on Jinteki and made the change, but didn't change it on Netrunner DB, and that's why he had the wrong card. And we did look into it, and essentially what would normally happen if there was another round, he would have to find the card that matched what was on his deck list and make the change. But it's not like it's an automatic forfeiture or anything like that. The floor rules are extremely specific and like give an example that exactly matches what happened. So it's everything's taken care of and everything's back on track.
So with that, we pick up with Timmy Corping versus John playing Noise.
I had the third highest strength of schedule in the entire tournament.
Thank you, Thomas, for that very specific information.
I was looking at the thing. So that makes me feel a little bit better.
So it looks like the situation's resolved. So John is going to play out his wild side, look to recover from that shocking loss.
So looks like we have looks like probably a mid-seasons. We've got some ice in Timmy's hand. Looks like he's gonna ice up a remote, see if he can start scoring. John's playing a very normal Noise. You guys that have been with us for the last few rounds have probably seen it. Very normal. It looks like he's gonna play the Street Peddler, get some cards on it, see if there's something in there that he can play. Looks like he's got 2 Deja Vus and a Corroder in hand, a Faust. We've got the game judge making fun of me because it looked like Timmy had to walk away. Well, Timmy had to walk away for a second. Timmy Gorski.
Can't hack it on like 5 seconds.
I mean, I rely on Timmy to be the father figure that he is.
Papa Gorski.
Papa Gorski. He is a dad, if there ever was a dad.
Yeah. This is Matt Zoll, so I'm the TO here. I'm just going to sub in for Tim while he's away. You guys explained what happened already?
Yeah, we explained it. We said the floor rules and everything.
Tough decisions, but yeah. What? Oh my god. Getting demoted already.
All right, so Z's going to step away and go back to judging. Timmy is back with us.
We're back. We'll keep that fool from talking into this microphone today. So, picking up. Noise doing noise things, Sync doing sync things.
All 3 Deja Vus in hand right now.
Deja Vu, great card until you have no viruses to recur. I mean, he definitely wants those data suckers and he wants those caches back. So, this should be interesting. Timmy already lost to this noise deck before. So it's a rematch from previously the first round.
So there's no audio at the table, but John and Timmy know each other pretty well. So there was some definite smack talking going on earlier that was pretty funny.
It's pretty amazing conversation about who do you think would have won that last game?
Well, even
John was pretty confident that he was going to be able to play some cerebral statics to shut down the employee strike and stop Timmy, whereas Timmy was pretty confident in his recursion to get that back out. So we may have saved you from the epically long IG game that was about to take place there.
So earlier in the stream, when they were playing each other earlier, they kept high-fiving. It was because John would make a play, talk smack about it, and then Timmy would answer it with something equally awesome, and so then John would high-five him about it. It was pretty funny.
As you can tell, we are way past the high-five stage as we move into this final match for the title.
I feel like there's a lot of nerves going on, especially with how the last thing ended up.
Hopefully they can just get past it and make the right plays. Both can attest they've never seen anything like that happen before.
I don't think any of us here have.
So
John definitely playing a lot of alt-art cards. Very, very impressive.
So it looks like we can get that deja vu. Probably gonna get out all the things and start playing those out. Get the mill train going.
Gonna get some credits here.
Get another mill. I'm surprised he doesn't play another virus and just keep the mill going. Looks like he's got an imp. So Trash and I have had worse.
Interesting.
So I think Timmy's gonna have to try and figure out some way to rush.
Because if I remember correctly, I think that John is only playing 2 I've had worse. So knowing that Timmy is running a Scorched Earth deck, that's kind of scary. So it looks like they're thinking about what to do now.
So both players playing equally grindy decks on both sides. It's kind of nice though not to see a Fast Advance just tearing it up. So Timmy's gonna pop a Jackson.
Get back some of the things that Noise has
Looks like
taken
he's
from
gonna
him.
install Advance, and I think this is right for Timmy. In the last game, he really let John dictate the tempo, and I think he needs to get back at it and push the tempo up on his side to score out.
Yeah, so I was right. It definitely is that John is only playing 2 I've had worse, so him ditching one of them is kind of a bold move, knowing that he plays the Scorch Archive Scorch.
I mean, you gotta feel like John may be on a little bit of tilt here. You go from having that 2-game buffer, now it's a winner-take-all situation.
Yeah, and all because of a mistake that anyone could have made. So, kids, if you plan on playing in a regionals, check your deck list before you come.
Definitely make sure you check your deck list, double check it. TOs are going to do everything they can to make sure that they're double checking, make sure you have legal deck lists, but it's next to impossible to literally hand look at every single deck that is brought. But these kind of things in a widely broadcast game are going to get caught. And you don't want to be on the receiving end of that situation. So it looks like he hits an all-seeing eye in Timmy's hand. So installing Faust. He's going to run that remote. I think we're going to see an NAPD contract over here. 2, so he's going to lose a credit. Let's see if he's going to take the tag. I feel like this is a little bit of a tilt play. So it looks like he's going to use a sucker and a card to break. And Timmy's going to res a resistor. So that's going to cost another card. So if this is a food, that's a great play for John. If it's a NAPD, bully for Timmy. been a long day at Netrunner. We're now looking at over 12 hours of Netrunner. So
And
it is a food. So wow, I think that was smart on Timmy's part to try and really force that out. But I don't know. I think he draw for the mid seasons here and try and hit him.
He doesn't have to draw; it's in hand.
Oh, does he have the mid seasons?
I believe
he's
it
got
is.
an all-seeing eye.
Oh, that's the all-seeing eye.
Still in there, but hitting a mid seasons would be pretty huge here. Timmy not looking at a lot of options.
He has
Timmy-
a sea source in hand, doesn't he?
Does he?
I think so.
He does have one sea source. I mean, he looks like he's gonna
And
play
he's
it
gonna
and
play
tag
it.
him up and start trashing probably that wild side. Oh, all-seeing eye, just clean that out. Nice play. 3 to ditch that tag, so John's not gonna be able to get rid of that tag anytime soon. If Timmy can get that big brother online, he's gonna be able to. So Timmy checking out his archive, seeing what's pitched over there.
So he's scooting down a little bit, just kind of arranging his stuff. I don't know if maybe he's trying to make it a little bit easier to see on the stream. Looks like he drew another global, and it looks like he now has the Scorched in hand. And if we get any of the card calls wrong, we're looking at it on the same screen you are. We're actually not sitting at the table, so they can't hear us. So it's actually very small for us as well.
So Timmy trying to push those agendas out.
So he's going to
Draw a card. I mean, I think he knows at this point he can get in. He just doesn't have the money to score that if it's an NAPD.
He also doesn't want to use everything he's got for Faust because he is. He can definitely get mid-seasoned at some point.
So taking credits. Deja vu. I think we're going to see a cash here. Cash parasite. No parasites. Get
Probably the imp.
probably the imp. I mean, you just take the cards that are given to you. And crediting up.
Yeah, at worst you. Yeah, that pancakes is going to be pretty useless with no wild side.
So it looks like Timmy pulled the mid-seasons. Might be worth it here to just money up. So installing and
Taking 2 credits.
taking 2. One straw. I think we're gonna see that cash install here. I think you gotta check archives here in a minute, just to see what's out there. So spend 1, gaining 2.
Yeah, getting rid of the Aesops was definitely a big move for Timmy because it's the economy is killing John right now.
Definitely is. I mean, he's got options. He's got Faust, it might be worth it to just take a stab on archives and see if you trashed anything. So it looks like he's going to draw.
The problem with using your Faust is getting low and then...
Right. I mean, he definitely doesn't have the wild side. This may be what it looks like in a perfect world where wild side is nerfed and how Faust operates in a meta like that.
So will we see Faust or just a chronotype or wild side on the most wanted list?
I think everyone should drop into the comments and say what they think about the current meta and what they think should be on MWL. But I think the big problem is wild side and adjusted chronotype. That clickless 2-card draw is just huge for them and able to make Faust happen. David also contributes to that problem with how strong it is at dealing with those big pieces of ice. So I don't know what the answer is necessarily, but it definitely feels like wild side may be worth putting on the MWL. I know Damon Stone's reticent to put a lot of cards on the list, and they want to see how things shake out.
Yeah, which I think is good.
I mean, I think
built the meta around it for the most part, which they've done for several years now. But
I agree. I think the way today's tournament shook out, based on the preponderance of Wizard and Anarch and Orange decks, you're gonna see a lot of these questions come up in the future. I think Worlds Nationals will be really interesting to see what the meta's shape
Timmy
out.
dancing on streams.
Timmy's got the double pop-ups. That's got to feel real good. Let's see if we see the infamous Faust break pop-ups. I think we are. I don't think John wants to give up those creds, so I think we could see some Faust breakage here.
Yeah, definitely not bad with the and he's gonna spend one. Yeah, it's I think it's definitely worth trashing the Faust in hand. So
looks like he's gonna pay through one. Access. So he sees the Keegan lane, can't trash it. If at any time John gets tagged, that Keegan's gonna do some seriously work on that Faust. John clicking for...
I think they're having some discussion about how many clicks have been used.
So, clicking for a couple credits.
Got a Jackson in hand now.
So it looks like he's got that Scorch. So if any time Timmy can land a tag, might be able to Scorch John out.
So do we have any idea what the advanced agenda is?
None whatsoever.
It could be something real cheeky like one advanced.
I think it's an NAPD. I wouldn't put it past Timmy to do something crazy like sneak out that food. I mean, it's been sitting there forever. So it looks like he's going to purge and just clear everything out. I think that's a pretty decent play there.
It'd be real cheeky if that was the breaking news.
So it looks like we're going to put out a Street Peddler. Looks like the Levy hit the Street Peddler. Don't want to see that happen.
Yeah, at that point you're pretty pigeonholed into using that Levy. Depending on how the game shapes up, if it doesn't look like it's going to go long. But so he has the mid-season. If he can get a little bit more money in his way, then he can install Advance the breaking news. If he goes and gets it, he gets mid-seasons. If he doesn't go and get it,
so it looks like he's going to score an NAPD.
It is the NAPD.
So puts him on 2-2.
I want to say whenever I played him, he scored both NAPDs and a global food on me, and it was not fun.
So I think Timmy's doing what he needs to do. He needs to try and force these agendas out the door. It looks like he's got a breaking news in hand. I think a nice install advance could be really money there with the Scorch. So John's going to go hit R&D. utilizing the David through the Gutenberg. C1. Let's see, taking credits. So it looks like it's just a turnpike off the top there.
Yeah,
Timmy can slot that right over R&D and shut down any David runs.
I feel like the install advance of the breaking news might be really good here, because to get to it he would have to Faust. So if he Fausts and uses his cards, then he dies.
So install, gain, credit. So I think this is breaking news. I mean, Timmy's got a lot of great cards that he can trigger off of breaking news. So if John is careless here and gets down below 4 cards, he could be in a predicament. So let's see what he does.
I think even at 4 cards, if there's not an I've had worse in hand, it's almost worth
Cleaning him out.
yeah, because you create, if he's relying on Faust, then you create a scoring opportunity. Again, this is the final, so there is no time limit. So one person actually has to win.
Timmy taking a look at John's his heap there, trying to see what's already been played, what his options are. So it looks like John's going to take a peek at archives and see what he's got over there. Timmy taking a look at his hand. This could be a problem if, or not. So Timmy gonna res the resistor. That's just gonna be one little card. So pitching an inject. I'm gonna see what's in the archives there. Oh, looks like we're gonna pedal and get another mill. See if he can get another card.
I'm interested by the.
Looking to see if there's a seat. So he's got a breaking news and NAPD that he cannot score. So score that. NAPD is gonna stay.
I'm very intrigued by the
So
the
how many
lose on
cards
the levy.
Well, I mean, he's got the deja vus to get it back. So he doesn't play same old thing. So Timmy just needs looks like the breaking news is still in hand, or is that another breaking news? I didn't see what he dropped down there. Maybe a Keegan Lane.
No, that's definitely an agenda because of the silver. I could use some coffee.
So it looks like Timmy's going to install some ice over R&D. Take some credits. So John's got one I've had worse in hand. So John just going to click for credits.
Looks like
Timmy picked up another food. Once again, if you're still with us, we appreciate you guys streaming the show. I know it's been an interesting ride to this point. We had some twists, some turns. But what can we say? It's Vegas, baby.
Also, this is also being streamed on YouTube, so you can also, if you're on Twitch, you can check it out on YouTube, same channel name, vice versa. If you're on the YouTube, it is also streaming on Twitch. We're thinking about doing more of these types of things, but doing more of a weekly. We're hashing through some ideas on what we would do, talking about maybe doing some stuff with some different deck types to, see what's good against the meta, or maybe get some inputs on what people think we should play against each other and show off. So we're hashing around some ideas and trying to figure out what we want to do in the future, but we're definitely going to do more tournaments and stuff for the streaming, and keep you guys a part of our Las Vegas sure gamble, as we call it, meta.
So just to recap, Timmy installed a piece of ice over archives, and then took some credits passed to John. Looks like John's gonna try and get that NAPD contract off there. It'll push him up to 5 points. So Timmy's gonna Jackson, get it out. So it definitely kept the breaking news in hand. So he's gonna bring back the NAPD. See what else he gets.
Looks like he's taking a minute to decide what other 2 cards he wants to pull back. Looks like he's thinking about, it looks like he's gonna grab the NAPD, the C source, and the hedge fund. Maybe try to gain a little bit of a money advantage so that he can mid-seasons, and give John more tags than he can handle, and then be able to possibly Scorch Archives Interface, Scorch to get the kill on John. So John shuffling up his deck. We're taking a minute. I think Timmy stepped away for a second to grab a drink. I think his throat's starting to bother him. So, and he's back with us.
Sorry, took a breather there, trying to see what's going on over at the table. So, 2 grindy games of Netrunner here. Even the earlier round when John played Timmy is very grindy like this. Timmy's deck is really focused on getting that kill.
Yeah, I think that almost all of Timmy's games went close to time. I know when I played, we had like 3 minutes left to finish.
So it looks like we're going to install take 2.
So there's only 1 Jackson left to be in play.
So it looks like we're going to install cash, get the mill going.
Yeah, and it looks like they changed the agendas to being on the other side of the board because there was some confusion because of the glare for the closer cards. And one of the few games ago, some people thought that
Jackson Howard was a scored agenda.
Right, so they were thinking, because the game was going to time, and they thought that the other person had won, but it didn't matter because Timmy had scored out anyway.
So, John taking a look at all his cards there. It's gone pretty deep into his deck, seeing as Timmy all-seeing-eyed his wild side off the board.
That Maya net is beautiful, by the way. It's so cool looking.
It is a great mat. try to check us out on 21st of May. There's a tournament down in Pasadena for regionals on the 21st. Like I said, we'll probably be trying to stream some of the footage from there as well. So hopefully you can check us out then as well.
Yeah, and Z, the guy running the tournament, will actually get to play in that one. So I haven't decided if I'll play. I will definitely go. I may take care of the technical stuff, or I may just play.
TBD.
Yes, it is definitely to be determined. Looks like he's got the sweeps week in hand.
He's been holding on to that sweeps week. I think he's trying to get max value out of it. I think John's at 5 cards right now, so no time like the present.
Timmy is definitely not opposed to using the sweeps week for 2 or 3 credits either.
You got to do what you got to do. It looks like he's going to ice up HQ even more and take another credit. So I think John just top decked Archives interface there. Great card against IG. Can't tell if he just pulled the Plascreed or if that's another wild side. Yep, another wild side hitting the table, so I think John's pretty relieved to see that at this point, try and keep this engine going.
And he's going to money up and ditch the Archives interface. It's not really going to do anything for him.
Nah, not in this matchup. Definitely not worth it.
About the only thing it could do for him at this point is if he were to somehow access a Jackson and then
So
go
it looks
trash
like
it.
Timmy's
Or
got
go
the
remove
mid-seasons,
it.
but he's starting to pile up on agendas in HQ again. Against this noise deck, Timmy's been struggling to land tags. And when he is landing them, it's a little too late.
Yeah, I think that it definitely he needs to land a few at a time to
So
make
it looks
it
like
worth
Timmy's
it.
going to wipe viruses.
It's actually starting to get kind of chilly tonight here in Vegas.
In case you all are curious. Thanks again for bearing with us here. It's been a long day of Netrunner. Some great games on the stream. See how this turns out. So it looks like John takes a draw, gets a parasite there. I think, I don't know what, but something's probably getting parasited. So, yep, gonna parasite a pop-up window. So make sure Timmy gets that mill. Does John have a Deja Vu in hand?
He does.
So he definitely still has a Deja Vu, can get his levy back, but he's gonna have to find some credit somewhere. So he's gonna run HQ. I think he knows that they're stacking up another pop-up window. The trips pop-ups. So I think Timmy wants him to come in and start using credits so that he can get off this mid-seasons. So let's see what he pulls.
And he hits the
It's the
Keegan
Keegan
lane.
lane again.
And he
Swing and a miss. So I think he's on the right idea, though. I think he knows that there's probably something in there. Definitely needs to be
Timmy's still sitting on that torch. I think that he's really trying to get
so
to the
real
archive.
fast. Is it Timmy's turn?
Yes, he just drew.
Okay. So looks like Timmy is feeling the pressure on HQ. We may see a play here to maybe push an agenda or at least try and get John to spend some credits. This is what happens in these late Netrunner tournaments. The brain is working overtime trying to figure out what they need to do to try and eke out this last victory. Timmy's sitting there on the 2 points, John on the 3 points. You got all the time in the world. There's no pressure in these final games, but it's really tough after a day full of Netrunner to make those perfect calls, and that's why these guys are right here where they're at. These are some of the best players in the area, in California, Vegas, the world. So it's some great Netrunner here.
So it looks like Timmy did the hedge fund take 2 credits.
So John's going to install Lamprey. I think he's going to try and get Timmy to mill the win to him. We see the 2 Jacksons are out of the game, so it's just a matter of, is that another Jackson over in that server?
I would almost assume so, because it's been sitting there for a while, but
it's anyone's guess at this point. So Timmy's scoping through the heap. John's gonna install the ASOPs and take some money, so we're gonna start seeing some more money for John here, so maybe he'll be able to start picking it up. I think Timmy needs to really think about trying to score some of these agendas.
And there's the closed accounts.
He's got the food, he's got the NAPD. If he can get the NAP down and score that, all it takes is a food score to finish the game. He's got a nice, beautiful, symmetric ice spread there, 2 deep, all servers. It's actually beautifully symmetric with the outside
really
servers, both
exact
turnpikes
same.
and resistor, and then interesting spread of ice. Apologies, a little bit of delirium setting in on this 12-hour mark, but thanks again for staying with us and enjoying the tournament.
So he is going to score the
breaking news. What we got? And he's going to trash the ASOPs, try and keep them poor. Interesting. So Timmy's really trying to play the econ battle. So John's only getting 3 clicks. He's going to trash that, install his cash, get his money. So he now knows that Timmy does not have a Jackson over there, so we may see him check archives. So running archives, using Faust to break the 2 ice. Let's see what we got. So Keegan closed, no agendas. So I think he knows where the agendas are at this point. It's just a matter of can he get in there and get them.
And it looks like we've got another breaking news in hand.
If I'm Timmy, do you install that agenda and see if you can get him to run it in the hopes of landing the mid-seasons?
Yeah, I think that the install advance, because if he doesn't run, then it could be a food.
I mean, food doesn't win the game, but...
Yeah, but then another breaking news does, and he can score that from hand, so...
Maybe you pump that NAPD down, get him to score it, and take the... So, it looks like he pumped the breaking news in there.
I believe that is what he did.
John is slowly burnt. Looks like he pulled another ASOP, so he's going to get that money engine back online. But Timmy may get oppressive with it and pull another trash.
Yeah, honestly, if it were me, I would have done the breaking news and hit the scorch just to try to clear out the recursion out of out of John's hand, because if he runs out of recursion, he can't score anything. He can't get in anywhere with Faust because he wouldn't have any cards left.
So John getting getting pancakes online, so gonna be able to have those 4 clicks and 2 cards. Now's a really good time. Like you said, try and force out the recursion. I think Timmy may make that play if that's a breaking news down there. It could be well worth it to try and clear that out.
Yeah, I think that's his best play here.
So advance.
That's
Let's
what
see
it
what he
looks like.
got. Let's see if
That's it.
He's just gonna trash the ace-ops, play the econ game. So really keep him poor. Timmy's sitting at 4 points. So if Timmy can keep him poor enough, he can score that GFI.
And we also know that Timmy has not seen a single archive memory at this point. He's running 2 of them so that he can get the Scorches back out. But the install advance play on breaking news is now off the table. There are 3 all scored, so he cannot do the come get me play.
So, you can just tell how grindy this game is. Look, there's a 5 agenda scored. That means there's 4 agendas in the deck. So it looks like
There's the archive memory.
taking some money and pitching out some cards. Okay. Does Timmy go for the install? He could try to score the NAPD, bait the run, mid-seasons into this. It's brutal.
Yeah, this is a head game for both sides right here. But I think that if you're John, you just take the credit. Well, no, because he has the deja vu, so he needs the 2 credits.
This looks like we're gonna install advance. So he's gonna play as if it's the food. If John runs here, that turnpike's gonna take the credit, and he's not gonna be able to steal it. However, Timmy is gonna have to score another 2-point agenda. He's got 1 more NAPD in the deck. So his only option is either score a food or score an NAPD. So John, I don't think can afford. Looks like he took a credit, ran. Yep, took a credit, ran, so he can score the NAPD. I think we're gonna see a mid-seasons here.
Oh, and that opens up the fact that he can mid-seasons archive memory Scorch.
Okay, so it's an NAPD. John's gonna pay the 4, score it, or take 2. So Timmy's gonna take his draw. Ooh, sweep. That's a great card here. I think you play the sweeps, play the mid-seasons, and then go for the Scorch, archive Scorch on the next turn. So who knows what's gonna happen here, but
I think he's just going to go ahead and do the mid-season. There it goes.
Yep, go straight for the mid-season. You think he's gonna Scorch here and clean out the hand? I think so. I think you Scorch right here, and then he'll hit Scorch again later. So click 1, mid-seasons. All the tags. Click 2. I think you to utilize the sweeps 1 last time. And Scorch it out. Oh, whoa. Interesting play. So I think he's going for the Scorch archive, Scorch on the next play. He's trying to bait that run. I bet you anything this is the Keegan. I think if you're John, you really got to consider hammering. You're dead anyway. Potentially, you're tagged up. You don't have enough you can't get the levy. This is game right here. I think you got to get into HQ, try and get those agendas.
Or you just, he does have the medium on the table. He could just run let the cards get bounced and see what's on.
Probably bounce the medium.
Oh yeah, you definitely bounce the medium.
So, I mean, I don't know if that's worth it, but I think you got to make a play on HQ here. So, it's going to come down to this. Either Timmy's going to get off the Scorch Archive Scorch.
Does he have the money for that?
Looks
He
like
does.
Timmy's asking the TO a question. What's going on? All I saw was mid-season. Oh, he's going to Scorch. Okay, instead of install. Okay, so we're going to Scorch, clear out the hand, and that's game. So I don't know exactly what happens here. It looked like John let him take it back. Timmy installed but wanted to play the Scorch. So that's going to be game unless... So now you're John. I think you just go ham and run HQ here and try and see if you can score the last 2 points. So let's see what happens. So click 1. He's going to try and run. So he's going to let that bounce something. So let's see what he's going to bounce. I think he's going to bounce the medium. It comes down to this. So can noise do noise things? I don't know how many milled cards are over there on archives, but John is not getting in there.
Maybe you bounce something other than the medium, so he tries to run there again, and then you bounce the
Nah, you
medium.
bounce the medium here. You definitely bounce the medium. You can't afford to let him get extra accesses on the
That's
next.
what I'm saying. He won't get the extra access on the
So
next
he's
one,
going
so
to
he
bounce
bounced
the Faust. Interesting. I mean, he has no cards with which to break. So he's going to see one card. He gets data sucker token. So if he runs there again, I suspect he's going to bounce the medium. So I think you go HQ right here. Cost you 2 credits. You get a 1 in 5 shot.
Yeah, I think John's kind of under the influence that he couldn't have been agenda flooded for so long.
And still have any in hand.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I would definitely...
you know you can't get into archives. Like, that ain't happening. I mean, the play here is if you run R&D, he's going to bounce your mediums. You're not going to see any more cards. You
Right.
got to run HQ here. Like, there is no other play.
No,
You have
I
to
definitely think you're right, and I think that if he, like, it basically comes down to will he...
So he's going to... So I think that's a misplay right there.
Well, no, because
He's going to see the exact same card.
Yeah, but he only has 2 credits. He's not going to get the extra access.
Right, but
So
I mean...
he still can do that.
He can still do it and force Timmy to do that. So he's not going to even look. They know it's the same card. So
Oh, no. You know what he's doing? He's running there to get the cards in hand so that the Archive Scorch doesn't kill him.
it's not enough cards. I mean, you'd have to run there 2 more times.
That's
so
what
yeah,
he's
just
gonna
going to do that 2 more times to save himself from the Archive Scorch. It's pretty smart. So Timmy bounces a card to hand. So cool. So Timmy's going to bounce the Chronotype. So let's see.
So that makes
That's
him
pretty
lose.
That's pretty smart. He's going to do it 2 more times. So pretty smart. That's pretty slick of him.
But now does he have the money to get in if...
He has the money to get wherever he needs to go. He can take a credit, play Faust, and go get into servers. So that's
he
pretty...
can still archive Scorch.
That's pretty smart play. I think you archive Scorch here anyway.
Yeah, I
and
think
shut
you
the
do.
game down.
Because at that point he loses the Faust, so he has no way to get in anywhere. He wouldn't have any way to get in anywhere if he loses the Faust or loses all the cards in his hand, because he wouldn't have cards to get in. So then Timmy would be able to score out of him.
I think if you archive Scorch though, he's just gonna run R&D and keep bleeding accesses off R&D. So I don't know exactly what the play is, but that's pretty savvy Netrunner there to have Archangel bounce the cards to get out of the Scorch, Archive Scorch. Here's what Timmy does. Install Keegan Lane. He's got Keegan Lane in tags. He can install the Keegan Lane in that remote, take credits. Next turn he can install Advance. You can trash any breaker that would get through the resistor and score out in 2 turns.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you archive Scorch and then install the global food, because then he has no way to get to it. So, I mean, because in his hand it can
that's
be
true.
accessed. There's no way for him to get to it.
That's true. Archive Scorch, maybe take credits.
No, I mean.
Well, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
If he installs it, he would then have no Faust to get to it. So there's literally, it's safer there because 2 credits gets in his hand.
That's true. I think that's the play right there. You can archive Scorch, install food, and then just click for credits. So there goes the food. Credit. I
don't know.
I don't think that's the play. I think that's game for John. He can credit, install Faust.
He credits installs and then can run, but does he have enough cards on hand after that?
So,
or
Timmy installs Faust. He has 3 cards. He goes right on through.
Do we know that he installed the?
Looks like he's gonna run R&D. Take a look there and see what's on R&D. Nothing. Credit, Faust, go.
Do we know that that's the
food versus the Keegan?
Yeah.
And we probably just missed it. It's probably the Keegan. I can't really tell looking at Timmy's hand what he's got in there. I think it's the food. He's got more viruses. He could really try and start to mill again. Yeah,
that's
so
what
looks like he's gonna try and mill some cards. Run there again. Brutal. So he's gonna bounce the sucker, get a tag. Okay, nada. Let's see what he does. Probably take a credit here.
Both people starting to show the wear for sure. Like, this is a very intense game. It's the finals. Neither one wants to give in. Because this is, whoever wins this
gets that bye to nationals. That's pretty huge, and both these guys are probably going to try and make it out there. So let's see what John does. So I think you take a credit here. So if that is the food over there, you could install Keegan Advance twice. That's also GG. Potentially. Looks like he's going to install and get another mill on. Timmy, draw the card. So, archived. Oh, Psycho for the win. Very nice
Very
play.
good. Very good.
So, with that, Timmy takes it.
Timmy is our Las Vegas
Regionals
champ.
champion. It's a good game by both players. Once again, it was a long, hard-fought battle. Thanks again for watching and tuning in. Once again, click like on any of our streams. Would love to provide more content via Frontier Gaming channel on YouTube and Twitch. And if you get a chance, check out Power 9 Games on Facebook and drop a friend. And if you're ever in the Vegas area, stop on by and try and we'll get a game going.
Also, thanks to Power 9 Games who put this on. You can find them at www.power9games.com. They're a normal board game store. You can get anything you need from them, and they ship not only here in the U.S., but they ship internationally. So if there's something in your home country that you can't get to, or say you're in the military, the reason that these guys do that is because they are ex-military. So thank you for your time.
Yep.
We really enjoyed doing this for you guys, and we definitely, like we said, plan on doing this again.
Cool.
These guys are going to clean up and probably head back to Cali.
With that, always stay running, guys, and we'll talk to you later.